I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe. Adam.
Yeah.
What is this letter I found to Courtney Cox asking her to make you cookies?
I was just asking. They look like good cookies.
I just made you cookies.
I know, but... Anyway, we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
And this is the one where we talk about friends.
I like cookies.
Yes, I know. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Yeah. What's going on this week?
Not much.
Not much? You don't have anything going on?
No. What do you have going on?
Yeah, we didn't do much this weekend. I have something terrible to tell you.
Terrible.
Yeah.
This is why I don't want to say anything. I knew you had terrible news.
Last week, when I read the review submitted by one of our listeners.
Yes.
Like one of our dedicated listeners.
Aw, Michael W?
No, it's Michael M.
What?
I said his name wrong. I had dyslexia for a half a second and typed W instead of M. And I feel so bad because we really appreciated him providing the review. But I got part of his name right. At least the first part was right.
At least it wasn't
Steve or something.
Millhouse W.
But to all the listeners from last week's episode, our review was by Michael M. in Shawnee, Kansas. So,
Michael M.
Michael, apologies.
Okay.
Adam says he's going to double check my work from now on.
Yes, I'll have to double check your work from now on. Just much like I did earlier today. With the notes.
For some reason, when I take the notes first, I skip a bunch of scenes.
Right.
I don't know why. I just, you know what I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
Is I get watching the episode.
Yeah.
And I just forget to stop and take notes.
Right.
And so
yes.
then I'm like, oh, this is a new scene.
Right.
I'll take notes.
So don't feel bad, Michael M. Because today I was going through my notes. And usually she does a scene, I do a scene, unless one scene's really short, blah, 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 blah. We take the notes.
I missed 4 scenes.
Yeah, I had like 6 scenes in a row. I was like, what the heck? All right.
So what are we doing this week?
This week we're doing the one with Phoebe's dad.
Phoebe's dad, who's not in the episode
at
all. What's our IMDb plot?
Okay, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Phoebe tracks down her father, but isn't sure whether she should meet him.
That's it?
That's the entire IMDb plot.
Wow. They left out
everything else.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So our episode director this week is one of our original producers, Kevin S. Bright. Mm-hmm. He began producing television specials in the late 70s. He directed more than 50 episodes of the Friends series and then later Joey.
Right.
And then following the cancellation of Joey, Bright moved back to Boston, where he attended college and embarked on a teaching career. He began teaching classes about producing and directing sitcoms at his alma mater, Emerson College.
Oh, that's where I went.
No, it isn't.
No, I did not.
I just thought that was nice.
Yes, that was nice.
I'm done directing and producing.
Right. I'm gonna try and get other people, help other people do what they want.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
It's cute.
And then our writing duo, Jeff Astroff and Mike Sikowitz, are back.
Yay!
So they both first met at the university.
Mike Sikowitz. Yes, that's the correct last name on that mic.
Up. This one I just cut and paste. All right, so Jeff Astroff and Mike Sikowitz first met at the University of Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. Started their careers at ABC's Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Ooh.
And Astroff began his career on Wall Street. Can you believe that?
Oh, greed is good.
But soon discovered it wasn't for him.
Nor would it be for me.
And he moved to LA with his writing partner, Mike Sikowitz. And they got into Warner Brothers Television Writers Workshop. And in 1994, they started working on Friends. They stayed for 2 seasons until Jeffrey Katzenberg lured them to a DreamWorks. A decision Astroff Riley estimates cost him about $18 million had he stayed with Friends.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
wonder what they're doing at DreamWorks.
I don't know. I tried to find it, but I didn't see anything. But I just thought it was cute that they went together everywhere. Like, we're a duo.
Right.
Of course, if you went somewhere, I'd have to go with you.
And I with you, my lady.
All right, so what's our original air date?
The original air date was December 14th, 1995. And that week, if you went to see the top 3 movies, you would have a pretty good time.
Okay.
Because number 3 was the Pacino De Niro flick Heat.
Yeah.
One of the greatest action movies ever.
Yes.
Number 2 was a little-known Pixar movie called Toy Story. Joe, I'm not sure if you've heard of that one.
I don't think so.
Toy Story? No? All right. And number 1, the Robin Williams, Kristen Dunst project, Jumanji. Kirsten?
Yes.
Kirsten.
You want to try it again?
No, I wanted to do the Deadpool thing, because that's what Deadpool does.
Sorry. I messed it up.
But anyway, Jumanji, the OG rockless one.
It was cute, but I really do like the new Jumanji movies.
You do.
I do.
You do.
All right. Are you ready for some trivia?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. Gunther, who is planned to be a silent cast member, has his first line in this episode.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I mean his line is, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have stairs at your place?
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. But he got paid.
He got paid to say yeah.
That's right. All right. The only appearance of Phoebe's grandmother. In previous episodes, there are references to the show Three's Company.
Yes.
Which was in 1976. And Audra Lindley, who plays Phoebe's grandmother, played Helen Roper in the Three's Company show. And then again later in Roper's. So. This is the first proper Christmas episode of the series.
Ooh.
And the first time Ross reveals that he celebrates Hanukkah, implying that he is Jewish. And since he and Monica were raised together, I guess that would count for Monica too.
Yes.
Although we only see her put up a tree and...
Well, I think they're both pretty...
Yeah.
What's the word? That's the... Secular.
Oh, okay.
Secular. I think they're both very secular about their holidays.
Yes, I'd agree. This episode marks the first appearance of Phoebe's apartment. And also the first appearance of Gladys, the 3D picture that Phoebe made.
Yes. I like Gladys. She's fun.
She is fun. And then a little trivia tidbit. In the DVD, you can see the cab dragging a cable.
Yeah.
Most likely giving it power because you're not allowed to drive gas-powered vehicles on a soundstage.
Right.
Yeah. So
because everybody would be dead.
Yes. Actually, it's on both. We watched it on Peacock, and then we also watched it on the DVD, and you can see it in both. You can see the cable.
Max.
So. Max, sorry. Sorry, Michael W. M.
She's going to have lots of troubles this week. She's all flustered because of that.
All right. What were your episode reactions?
This is a good one. It's a little uneven. You get some good confusing stuff about Phoebe's background, which we will get into later. Fun party. Ross trying to prove that he can learn, but failing. It's fun stuff. I mean, it's good.
I do. I like this episode. It's finally not about Ross and Rachel. They have a little, back and forth, but that's it. It's mostly about Phoebe and wanting to find her dad and Monica's cookies.
Cookies.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, funny lines, tender moments, and it's Christmas. All right. Favorite line.
Favorite line.
I'm going to go with Chandler. When Monica goes, "You haven't done your Christmas shopping? Tomorrow's Christmas." And he goes, don't you have to be claymation to say stuff like that? Because she does look like a very animated character.
And I had mine narrowed down to like 3.
Okay.
And then I finally went with Monica. Because I feel like I don't give her quotes a lot of love. And she's picking on Ross, which I love. So it's Monica. She says, for the 16th time, no, I do not think you're obsessive.
That is a funny moment. All right. Speaking of favorite moments, I like the little tender moment with Joey, Chandler, and Phoebe in her cab when they reassure her that she can meet her dad when she's ready and they all hold hands.
Yeah.
I just think that's so cute.
So cute.
Yeah. What was your favorite?
My favorite moment, I like when Mr. Trigger is so confused that he asks if he's saying it right. And then the 3 realize that he actually liked the cookies.
Yeah. Am I not saying this right?
Which was one of my other options for best quote. But
funny.
I like that moment that they're all kind of like, wait a minute.
You did like the cookies. Favorite outfit, I know I stole yours.
Yes.
But I went with Rachel's white cropped Angora sweater and skirt that she wears in Central Perk at the beginning.
Yes. Yes, the Angora sweater was giving me Ed Wood flashbacks, and you did steal it. You're a thief.
Yes, I am.
But I went with Monica's sleeveless dress at the hot party.
Yeah.
Because she looks she looks pretty in that.
I think it's cute because she kept her tights and boots on, but she
Yeah.
took her turtleneck off.
I'm not wearing this turtleneck.
All right. Themes we explored this episode.
Yes.
Theme 1. Everyone's pants are on fire all the time.
Yes. Assume people's pants are on fire. That's House. The television show House.
Yeah, everyone's lying.
Yes. Theme 2. Finding your real dad.
Yeah. Theme 3. Cookies say that someone really cares.
They do. And theme 4. You can get thoughtful gifts at a gas station.
All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode.
Hey, Rach, I got you a little present. I'll open it. It's a Slinky. Remember? Huh? What walks downstairs alone or in pairs, everyone knows it's just a big spring. All right. You're still mad at me because of the whole
horrible and degrading list of reasons not to be with me?
How about from now on we just call it the unfortunate incident? Hey, Gunther, you got stairs at your place?
Yeah.
Yeah? Go nuts.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
We're going to start at the cold open in Monica and Rachel's apartment. So Mon, Rach, Phoebe, and Ross are there.
Yes.
Monica and Rachel are sitting at the table decorating Christmas cookies. Phoebe is at the window and says, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ugly naked guy is decorating his Christmas tree. You should see the size of his Christmas balls."
Balls.
Ross is on the couch with a screwdriver and a menorah. I'm not sure why. Maybe he's putting it together.
I was wondering if maybe he's getting old wax out of there to put a new candle in.
That's true. Joey and Chandler walk in, and Chandler has his checkbook. Remember those?
No.
I haven't written a check in so long, but I had to write one recently to renew our passports, and our old address was on it.
Oh, no.
And we haven't lived there in 5 years.
Wow.
Anyhow.
Checks.
Yes, checks. So they ask how much they're going to tip the superintendent.
Yeah. Monica and Rachel.
Right, this year. Because they were going to give him 50, but if they gave him more, they don't want to look bad.
Right.
And Mana says they made him cookies this year. 25 it is.
25 it is.
Joey chides them for giving him cookies, but they think money is so impersonal. And cookies say someone really cares.
Yeah, they do.
Phoebe picks up a cookie and takes a bite.
Aw.
It does look really good. It's got lots of icing on it. It's thick. Maybe you should make cookies.
I can't make cookies. I've tried. It does not work.
Joey and Chan are not buying it, so Mon confesses that they're broke, but cookies do say that. That was also one of almost one of my favorite lines.
Mm-hmm.
Phoebe says she can see that a plate of brownies once told her a limerick.
Ooh.
And Chan asks if they were funny brownies. And she says, not especially, but I think they had pot in them.
Now he wants some brownies.
Do you think Adam has a sweet tooth, everybody? So Ross asks who else they tipped with cookies, and they list the mailman,
The super.
and the newspaper delivery guy, to which there is a thud at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey opens it up to find a mangled paper with a cookie smashed in the sports section, and the crossword puzzle completed with every box filled with bite me, bite me, bite me, bite me.
Just a note, the newspaper delivery guy, now unemployed.
Right.
Okay, so then we're at Central Perk.
Yes.
Mon, Chandler, and Joey, Rachel's waitressing. Joey cannot believe Xmas time is already. One day you're eating turkey, the next your lords are leaping and your geese are a laying. And Chandler notes that's why geese are so relaxed this time of year.
I like how Chandler has his legs on Monica's lap. I think that's cute.
Ross walks in with his shopping bags and plops a small bag on the counter, telling Rach, I got you a little present. She stares at it, and he opens it. It's a fucking Slinky.
Now, I like fun, goofy gifts. I do. But what made him think Rachel, the love of his life, who's mad at me, Slinky? Did you see what I did there? A little Chandler action?
I did see that. You did a little Chandler line. But to answer your actual question, I have no idea what Ross is thinking most of the time. Ross concedes that she's still mad over the whole horrible, degrading list of reasons not to be with me. Rachel helps. Ross hopes that in the future they can call it the unfortunate incident. But she walks away looking ever so pissed. Ross asks Gunther if he has stairs and gives him the Slinky Sango nuts. Ross heads over to the group and they urge him to share his presents. A picture frame from Ben to his grandparents. Hers and hers towels for Susan and Carol. And a blouse for his mother. Okay, this blouse. Joe, you go first.
This is the ugliest blouse. Like, literally, who would wear that?
Yes.
And why would Ross buy his mom clothes?
Yeah,
It's just a weird thing. Like, I can see daughters buying mom's sweaters or stuff like that, but why would a son buy his mom a blouse?
Right. It's not a safe blouse either.
No.
It's a fucking insane blouse.
Right. It's so crazy.
The blouse is white with gold trim. It has like 9 costume jewelry medals on it. It looks like the straitjacket they give Jack Nicholson at the end of A Few Good Men. My only hope is that they ask the costume department for the worst fucking blouse ever conceived.
Yes.
Because if this thing was a real blouse that they found, the little hope I have left for humanity is now gone.
I know, because all fashion comes back around. If that shit comes back around, I'm burning it.
Luckily, the thing that saves my sanity.
Yes.
Monica says Mom will be voted best dressed at the fake military academy. And I love that she just mocks him right now.
Yeah.
This is a good mocking Ross episode.
Yes.
Got lots of good Ross digs.
A lot of jabs.
Phoebe enters, and she's got a big white purse on that looks like she's the newspaper delivery person. But she immediately picks up the frame that Ross bought and says, the photo inside is of her father. And everybody except Phoebe knows where this is going.
Yeah.
Rachel begs for clarification because she thought Phoebe's father was in prison. But no, that was her stepdad. Her real dad ran out on them before she was born. Do we know why her stepdad is in prison?
Oh, no. Nope. They never say.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
Nope.
All right.
I think that's the fun of Phoebe, is that there's all kinds of contradictions in her life and
Right.
juxtaposition and wild stories that
Right.
nobody really knows what happened to Phoebe.
Right. So Rachel asks how Phoebe's never been on Oprah because of all the turmoil you were just describing. Phoebe finally digs out another photo of the model that's in the one frame in a wallet-sized photo. And Monica explains how models and frames and these basic everyday things work to Phoebe. And then she storms out to go talk to her grandmother, despite them all calling after her. Mm-hmm. And Joey sits back, clears his throat, and says, "So anyway, I'm trying to get my boss's ex-wife to sleep with me." They all cast a judgmental Joey at him. And he's like, "Oh, but when Phoebe has a problem, everyone's all ears."
All right. So we go to Phoebe's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Phoebe's there, and then her grandmother.
Right.
So we open on Audra Lindley.
Mrs. Roper.
Yes. Playing Phoebe's grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And she's reading the obituaries and crossing the names out in the phone book.
Did you say phone book? That makes zero sense.
I know. Isn't it crazy? I think it's funny that she's crossing them out because we used to get one like once a week.
Right.
She legit looks like Phoebe's grandma. I think This is great casting on their part.
Well, so is Terry Garr as her bio mom.
Absolutely.
Terry Garr is the previous generation's Lisa Kudrow.
Yes, absolutely. So Phoebe enters and she says, "Hi, Pooh." And Phoebe asks to see the pictures of her dad. And the grandma gets a box and starts sharing photos. She goes, "This is the one of your father in a meadow.
And here he is helping a little boy fly a kite.
And here he is at a graduation.
Another graduation.
And another graduation." That was almost my favorite moment because that was really funny.
Right.
So Phoebe finally asks if this is really her father, and Grandma chuckles. Says, "Well, of course it is."
I feel like she had the same conversation with Ursula 10 years ago.
Because Ursula doesn't tell anybody anything.
Well, yeah, and I feel like she's a little bit meaner and a little bit quicker than Phoebe.
Oh, yeah. So Phoebe says, "I smell smoke because someone's pants are on fire."
Mm-hmm.
So I had to look it up.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, pants being on fire.
Pants on fire came, because we've always said it, but where did it come from?
Right.
So it is a kid's rhyme, and the origin is actually unknown. So the thing is, liar, liar, pants on fire, your tongue is as long as a telephone wire.
Okay.
This is a children's way of telling others they don't believe what they say, and that your tongue as long as a telephone wire compares to telling a lie to stretching the truth.
All right, sure.
Okay. Although a linguist, Barry Poppick, once said that it originated as early as the 1400s.
Wow.
People would call each other out using the phrase, "liar, liar, lick dish."
Liar, liar, lick dish. There it rolls off the tongue.
Right? The idea being, according to one proverb dictionary, that the accused will lie as fast as the dog will lick a dish.
Okay. Oh, they had dogs in the 1400s. Nice.
Yeah. And then there's the poem, "The Liar."
Okay.
Commonly attributed to William Blake.
Okay.
Which begins, "Deceiver, dissembler, your trousers are alight. From what pole or gallows shall they dangle in the night?"
Yikes.
I know, right? So basically no one knows.
Oh.
But everyone knows what you're saying when they say their pants are on fire.
I just wish we could get through one day with you not bringing up linguist Barry Poppick.
I can't help it. That was funny. All right, so Phoebe scolds her grandma and says that in all the years they have not lied to each other.
That she knows of.
And confesses that it is not her father, just a guy in a frame.
It came with the frame.
She continues that it was Phoebe's mom's idea, and she didn't want her to know that her real father because it hurt her so much when he left. And she didn't want to go along with it, but then she died, and it was harder to argue with her. Not impossible, but harder. I like that line, too.
Yeah.
Phoebe then guesses he is not a famous tree surgeon. Adam, do you know any famous tree surgeons?
Well,
yeah, me neither. But I Googled the most famous tree surgeon. That's what I put in the search, right? And we have 3 arborists within 5 miles from us.
Okay.
So I Googled most famous arborists.
Arborists, got it.
And gave me a list of the most famous abolitionists.
Oh.
Starting with Frederick Douglass. Or the other option was most famous naturalist, which started with Charles Darwin. So still nothing. My looking it up yielded nothing on both cases.
Well, you kind of cut me off.
Oh,
I I know of the tree surgeons Sebastian Younger, Francis Bartlett, and of course John Chapman, who is more widely known as Johnny Appleseed.
Are those really?
Those are the three that I know of.
Those are real.
Yes. Those are.
All right. Anyway, Phoebe guesses that he isn't living in a hut in Burma where there are no phones. Burma is now Myanmar. She says no. She last year heard he was a pharmacist somewhere upstate.
No.
Phoebe says, that makes no sense. Why would the villagers worship a pharmacist? I really worship our pharmacist when he gives the girl kids her meds.
Our pharmacist? The grumpy one that looks like the old man Muppet?
Yeah, but he gives her the pills, and that's what I need. I don't care how grumpy he is.
He always looks mad, like Grover brought him the wrong soup.
I know. And then if you have to ask a question, you're kind of like, oh, shit.
He's going to yell at me.
He's going to roll his eyes. But anyway, Grandma says, honey.
Yeah.
And Phoebe says, oh. So Grandma says that's all she knows. That and this. She opens a frame and shows her a picture of her real father.
Aww.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're at Monica and Rachel's apartment. Chandler, Rachel, and Joey. Joey and Rachel are trimming the tree without Monica's supervision, which seems like a bad idea.
I know. This is the most decorated their apartment is. But they are having a party.
They are having a big party.
Yeah.
Lots of people are coming over. It's not just the friends.
Yeah. We dress up more for other people.
Chandler is talking about his father, all dressed up in the red suit with the big black boots and the patent leather belt, sneaking around downstairs because he doesn't want anybody to see him, but so drunk that he'd stumble and crash into something and wake everybody up. Rachel goes, that doesn't sound like a very Merry Christmas. And Chandler goes, who said anything about Christmas?
When you were reading that, you can picture now, like, his dad dressed up, but not in a Santa suit.
No, not in a Santa suit. Ross and Monica come in, and Ross asks if anyone has heard from Phoebe yet, and they all hope that she's okay.
Yeah.
And Joey claims to know exactly what she's going through. And Monica asks, how do you know exactly what she's going through? And Joey responds, she told us. Duh, Monica. Jeez.
I love that when he says that. She told us.
Chandler asks what they have there because they brought in a bunch of stuff for the party. And Ross asks why, meaning Chandler and Joey.
He asks why they're there.
Why they're there. Shouldn't you be shopping for gifts? Monica says, you guys haven't gotten your presents yet? Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. What are you going to do?
Don't you have to be like claymation to say stuff like that?
And then Rachel brings in a package claiming the mailman didn't like her cookies.
Aww.
It's the ornaments Monica's mom sent and a smushed box with a fragile sticker and a boot print. Christmas brings out the best in everybody. I'd be going to Polly and Teddy about that fucking mailman. Stick his head in the pizza oven, right?
Goodfellas?
Yeah. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to do a podcast about Friends. Monica theorizes the mailman liked the cookies, but didn't get enough. And Joey tells her that pigeons learn faster than she does. Chandler laughs, and then Monica glares at both the boys, and they retreat. After everyone leaves the kitchen area, Ross explains to Rachel it would make her feel better to make a list about him. And she tries to say no, but Ross is Ross, so she relents. You are whiny, obsessive, insecure. That's a big one. Gutless. You never carpe the DMs. And he wears too much of that gel in his hair. Ross does his best to swallow his pride and congratulates her on doing what he asked. And she says she does feel better.
Thank you, Ross.
And then she walks off as he self-consciously touches his gelled head.
Which is funny because later on when Phoebe's trying to say, ooh, too much gel.
Right.
She was like, it was never really gross. It was more crunchy.
Yeah.
So we're back at Phoebe's apartment. Phoebe's there and eventually Grandma walks in. And Phoebe is on the phone with information. God, remember that when you had to call and get people's phone numbers?
Oh, God.
Did you call information to get my phone number?
No.
How'd you get my phone number?
From that phone book thing you were talking about.
So you looked up my last name?
Yeah.
How did you know which one was mine?
I your street name
Uh-huh.
was the same name as a church that I knew down around that area.
Oh, really?
So I deduced it might be that street.
All right.
So it was my first guess.
That's so cute. Anyway, remember when you had to call and see what time movies were playing?
Yeah.
Like in the newspaper, it would list the movies but not the times, and you had to call it.
Yeah.
And if it was in the middle of the recording and you missed the movie that you wanted to hear what time it was, you had to wait for it to start all over again.
Yeah, that sucked. It would literally be like Heat, 11:30 a.m., 2 p.m., 4:30 p.m., 8 p.m., Jumanji, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. And you're like, oh my God.
I just want to see the next movie. All right. So she says she's calling for Frank Buffet in Albany,
Ithaca,
Saratoga.
Oneida.
She gets mad because the operator cannot tell her where her dad is. And they shouldn't call themselves information.
Another job for Polly and Titty.
So Grandma comes in, if in fact it is her real grandmother.
Well, it isn't, right?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, this is a little... Okay,
Yes.
hang on. I'm going
All
to
right.
step outside this episode.
Okay.
This is Lily's mother.
Right.
So she's like an adopted grandmother.
Right. But do you think that this grandmother even thinks that Lily didn't have Phoebe and Ursula?
Right. So, I'm not sure, because from the way she talks,
Right.
I think that she does not have any idea. I think Lily was probably estranged and then showed up with the twins
Right.
and was like,
These are my kids.
These are mine and Frank's babies.
And he left me.
And he left me, so I need help.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
So it's not really your grandmother.
Yeah, hang on. I need to make a family org chart.
A family orchard is a callback. All right. So Grandma says, still don't be mad at me, Pooh, and asks how's it going. Phoebe says, not so good. Upstate's pretty big. He's pretty small. You do the math. I like that line too.
Babylon's pretty small.
So Grandma says she's better off without him, and she knows he's her daddy, but he will always be the irresponsible creep who knocked up your mom and stole her gremlin.
Gremlin.
Yeah, so I did look this up, which yielded results.
Okay.
It's a subcompact two-door car manufactured from 1970 to 1978.
Right.
Which originally sold for, hold your butts,
Okay.
$1,879.
Wow.
Yes! Which would probably be the equivalent of $15,000 today, which is still pretty fucking good. It reminds me of our Chevy Metro, which was both our first cars. Cheap and little.
Cheap and little. I do want to take a second.
Okay.
This is Phoebe's family.
Right.
So I don't think we can rule out that this is actually the don't feed them after midnight kind of gremlin.
You're insane.
If it was anybody else, I'd be like, oh, it's the car. But it's one of Phoebe's relatives, so they might actually stolen a gremlin / Mogwai, right?
Yes. So Phoebe says... That threw me off because I wasn't expecting it. So Phoebe says she just wanted to know who he was. And she confesses again that she knows where he is. He lives at 74 Laurel Drive in Middletown. If you hit the Dairy Queen, you've gone too far. You can take my cab.
I love the Dairy Queen.
Yes, because it's
I've been there several times.
Yes. So Phoebe is excited to see her dad and bends down on her way out to look at a photo and says, "Wish me luck, Grandpa." To a photo of Albert Einstein.
Okay. Is Phoebe so weird she doesn't know who Albert Einstein is?
So
I mean...
We were watching the episode right before we came out to record. We were eating dinner, right?
Right.
And the girl kid was sitting at the counter eating.
Right. Special needs.
Yep. And has the, cognitive ability of an 8 or 9-year-old.
Right.
And Adam said... Who's that a picture of?
Do you know who that is?
And she said, Albert Einstein.
Right.
So.
I mean, she did see Oppenheimer, so.
That's true. And I think think she did a report on him at one point.
Yeah. And Phoebe never went to school.
Right.
And she hates science, so I guess it checks out.
No such thing as evolution.
So we're outside Central Park. Joey and Chandler and then Phoebe in her cab show up. Mm-hmm. Chandler's waiting outside, and Joey comes up asking if Phoebe is here with the cab yet. And Chandler answers how I would. Yeah, she brought the invisible cab. Hop in. Joey says she better hurry up. Outlet store closes at 7. Chandler explains they have plenty of time. He estimates 2 hours for the impromptu reunion between father and daughter.
2 hours.
So there was a cut line. The only cut line we found in the DVD is Chandler says, even if Phoebe tells the story of when she was an Egyptian slave girl, they'll still have plenty of time for shopping.
That was funny, though.
Right. But I could have told you that a reunion between father and daughter, unless it goes horribly bad, is going to go for more than 2 hours.
Right.
But Phoebe pulls up, nipping the curb, and the boys hop in. Phoebe is excited that in less than 2 hours, she'll have a dad.
Eeshk!
Eeshk!
I like that sound.
And I think she surprises Perry with it.
Yeah.
Because he repeats it like, eeshk! But the boys are excited for her. She hands Chandler her cheat sheet to hold that reads, brake left, gas right. Chandler then begins reaching for his seatbelt, but Phoebe tells him that side doesn't have one. The paramedics had to cut through it. Chandler then jumps in the back with Joey, and she hits the gas, throwing both the boys backwards.
All right, now we're back at Monica and Rachel's. Mm-hmm. So it's Monica, Ross, and Rachel. And Monica is breaking eggs into a bowl as Ross begs her, please, come on, just tell me. Yeah. And she cries for the 16th time, no, I do not think you're obsessive. So Rach comes out of her room blowing on her nails to dry and comments that it's hot in there.
Yes.
Monica asks Ross to turn the heat down. But first, he has to point out the difference between being obsessive and Ross, the heat.
The heat. I'm the obsessive one. I love that he says that. It looks like he's mentally thinking about buying a falcon or something. He's stressing out so bad.
What happened to his capybara?
Well, this is going to be my new thing. I think I'm going to assume
every time he's
stressed, he's thinking of buying a new pet.
Okay.
But it's got to be something weird. So today it's a falcon.
So Ross tries to turn down the radiator. Lefty loosey, so righty tighty is broken off in his hand.
Yeah.
I like that you can hear the hissing of the heat when he breaks it. So he says no. So Rachel asks him if he just broke the radiator. Mm-hmm. And he says, no, I was turning the knob and here it is. So Mon yells at him to put it back. And Rach goes to call the super. Mon asks to try, but Ross teases her, saying that he forgot she could fuse metal. And then Monica says the least funny line I've ever heard. Hey, it's Funny's cousin. Not funny.
Yeah, meh. Yeah. Meh.
So Rach talks to Mr. Trigger on the phone that the radiator broke and it's hot. Yes, it's hot enough to bake cookies. Do you think we could get a new one by 6? No, Tuesday. But our Christmas festivities are tonight at 6.
Oh.
Ross turns to Monica and says, tip the man. Monica says, if he doesn't like the cookies, too bad. She's not being blackmailed. If worse comes to worse, they'll call it a theme party. So Ross floats the theme. Come on in. Live like bacon. I would not like that party.
No.
I do not like being hot.
Nope.
I don't care how much of a friend you are.
All right, so now we're on the back lot. The cab is parked, coming to a park, in front of Frank Buffet's house. Mm-hmm. And Phoebe, Chandler, and Joey are in the cab. Phoebe says, this is it, 74, and slams on the brakes. Both men hit their heads on the glass barrier thingy, and Chandler says,
oh, that's what this is for.
Phoebe is excited to meet her dad and says, it's like the biggest thing ever. And the guys agree. But, I mean, I've met our dads, Joe, and they're only okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Sorry, Dad.
Neither one of them will ever know because they don't listen to the podcast.
Yours wouldn't know how to get a podcast to work.
Every time they ask me what I do on the weekends, I'm like, we work on the podcast. And they're like, what's that again?
He's tuning his radio every week.
Breaker 19.
So Phoebe says she's going in, and they wish her luck. Okay, here I go. I'm going. But podcast listeners, she does not move. The men in the back seat look confused, but Phoebe's scared and probably has a tummy full of butterflies, right?
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, that would be...
Very nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking.
Yes.
I'm not sure I would have just jumped in the car right away and gone.
Oh, no, absolutely. It was weird that her grandma was like, here's his address, here's the keys, go see him.
You don't have his phone number?
Right. So we're back at Monica and Rachel's. Monica, Rachel, Ross, and several party goers.
Yes.
So we join Monica's holiday party, and all the party goers are drenched in sweat.
Yes.
If there were lights on the balcony, people would go out there.
Go ahead, get sick.
I don't see Betty anywhere. Where's Betty?
Where's Betty? I want Betty to be at the party again.
So Rachel answers the door, welcoming more people to their tropical party. She urges them to put their coats and sweaters and pants and t-shirts in the bedroom.
Yes.
So Ross is explaining to a nameless lady that he follows the directions when applying his hair gel and wonders how that can be too much. Pretty lady is not amused by this topic of conversation because absolutely no one would be.
No. It's like, come on, man. You're talking about gel.
So Monica offers up some ice squares, and the people descend upon her like locusts. So Ross tells Mom that her guests are turning into jerky, and she says that she is perfectly comfortable before shouting, hey, I was next in line, and then leans her butt into the fridge, cooling herself off.
And this is the shot that they use in the opening credits.
Oh, yeah.
You see that shot of her leaning into the fridge a lot.
Yeah. Then Mr. Trigger comes in. He's like, you said there was a party.
Oh, he's so cute. He wanted to go to a party.
I know, he's got his little Christmas tie on. It's so cute.
He didn't really even get invited. He's just like, you said party.
So Rach welcomes him to their sauna, but he claims his body always stays cool, probably because he has so much skin.
And then, like Joe, he cuts a beeline for the cheese.
That's right. Everything is better with cheese. So Ross takes the opportunity to urge them to tip the man. Come on, cash, give him your earrings, anything.
Somebody can't stand the heat.
Oh.
Ross can't stand the heat.
That's right.
Monica will not cave.
No. And Ross says, you know how you said I never seize the day? Well, he might be your super, but he is seizing. And he scoots right over and he gives Mr. Trigger $50. Merry Christmas. And asks him if he can fix the radiator. But he says, nope. The place ain't open. And Monica says he's playing baseball.
He's playing baseball.
Ross corrects her and says, hardball. Whatever. I like the freckles on Monica's shoulder. Like in her when she's standing there talking to him. She has little freckles on her shoulder.
Yeah, me too.
Hey. So Ross tries to give Mr. T another $50 for Hanukkah. And asks if that is enough to get the radiator fixed. But no, the place isn't open till Tuesday. He even asks if I'm saying it right. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
So keep in mind that Ross gave Monica's super.
Yes, but who would he not give $100 to?
Howard the handyman.
Howard the handyman.
So he doesn't even know Mr. Trigger or live in the building, but he gave him $100.
You know what?
He wouldn't give Howard the handyman.
He's uncomfortably hot.
That's true.
You would give Howard $100 if you were uncomfortably hot.
You bet your sweet bibby I would. I don't know what a bibby is, but I would bet it. All right, so Monica asks if he really liked her cookies, and Mr. Trigger is like, oh, yeah, they really showed you cared. So Rachel tells Ross, nice seizing, gel boy.
I love her, Joe boy.
Yeah. Then Trigger asks Rachel if the hanging mistletoe is hanging mistletoe because he wants to give the pretty lady a kiss.
Aww.
But she tells him it's basil. And he says, oh, I thought it was mistletoe. It's still basil.
I fear it would be basil for me, too. I need a cookie.
Oh, my God.
So then we're back in the cab on the street outside Frank Buffet's, and the boys are asleep. And Phoebe is running back to the cab. Presumably she's been snooping in the windows for a while because the guys are asleep until she slams the door closed. Joey asks how far she got.
Mailbox.
Chandler said she's getting closer. And Joey finally asks, what's wrong? And she goes, lots of stuff. Yesterday, my father was a famous Burma tree surgeon. Now he's a pharmacist guy. She wants to knock and give him a hug, and she'll have a dad that she can visit in the pharmacy because she's Frank's daughter. But he could just be the dirtbag that left her mom in them. And she already lost a fake dad this week. She's not ready to lose a real one. And Joey tells her that she took a big step. Chandler tells her someday she'll be ready to make it past the hedges. And Joey says then Frank will be lucky to have her. And she cheers up and reaches through the little Monday window thing, and they all hold hands.
That's my favorite moment.
Mm-hmm. And she apologizes for them not getting the shop. And Joey asks if he could go into her dad's house and use the bathroom. And then when he gets a no look, he sees the snow outside and says, cool, it's like a blank canvas. So then we're back to Monica and Rachel's. And Monica and Rachel Ross. And it's still hot and sweaty. And the trio are the only three left. And they're spraying misted water on themselves. And Chandler and Joey and Phoebe enter. Chandler with a, ho, ho, holy crap, is it hot in here? Joey asks if he can turn the heat down. And Monica chides, we could have used that thinking earlier. Ross asks Phoebe how it went. She tells him she couldn't go in, but it's okay. She knows he's there, and that's enough for now. And Chandler announces it's after midnight. Merry Christmas, everyone. And he tries to go for a hug, but Monica hugs Rachel, and Phoebe hugs Ross and leaves him hugless.
Aww. I would have hugged him.
The word hugless is one of the saddest words I've ever written. I was like, oh, that's sad. Joey then tells Monica that he turned the radiator off from underneath. I hope that's okay.
So remember when they were looking for the lost monkey and they went to Tia and Samantha's and they asked if they knew how to fix a radiator?
Uh-huh.
I imagine that between Tia and Samantha's and today, Joey asked his dad, how do you fix a radiator?
Right.
And he learned how to turn it off from underneath.
Right. Acquiring knowledge for lady-related reasons.
I totally believe it.
I think, too, like what I think he's doing, what they're going to have problems with, is I think he just turned it off completely.
Yeah, it's going to get cold again.
Right. So it's going to get freezing cold in there. Anyway, I like that they all stare at him and he dunks a cookie in the nog while nodding like,
yeah, that's what you do.
I'm having cookies now.
Now we're at the tags. Monica and Rachel's, all six amigos are there. Chandler and Joey have a quality premium SAE 10W40 motor oil box and start to hand out gifts.
Yes.
So Rachel gets wiper blades.
Wiper blades!
To which she replies, she doesn't even have a car. But with this new car smell, you'll think you do.
Ooh.
Phoebe's turn. She gets toilet seat covers.
Toilet seat covers!
And asks if that's what they were doing when she was getting gas. You guys.
She's so happy about the toilet seat cover.
I love that, you guys. Ross, Mr. Sweet Tooth, gets a cola drink.
And a lemon lime.
Ross feels like he should get them another sweater. And last but not least, they give Monica a box of condoms. Ribbed for her pleasure.
Ooh.
I like the finger pointing. It's cute. Ross and Monica trade to the chagrin of Joey and Chandler.
She should have saved those for next week with Fun Bobby.
But if you think about it, those are the condoms that maybe Ross uses later when he and Rachel finally get to,
Ooh.
do it.
Nice.
Well, that's the end of the episode.
That's the end. Cut and print.
Yes. All right, we're going to take another short break. We'll be right back.
We'll be back.
Mr. Trigger, here's $50. Merry Christmas.
Oh, wow. I didn't get you anything. Here's $5 back.
No. That's your Christmas tip, all right? Oh, hey, do you think there's a chance you can fix that radiator now?
Oh, no can do. Like I told the girl, I can't get a new knob until Tuesday. Ross?
Yeah?
Looks like he's playing baseball.
You mean hardball?
Whatever.
What you gonna do? Excuse me, I'm seizing. Mr. Trigger, here's another 50. Happy Hanukkah. Will this help get with the knob getting?
No, the place is not open till Tuesday. Am I not saying it right? So wait, you really liked my cookies? Oh, yeah. They were so personal. It really showed you cared. I could go for even more cookies right now.
Adam, I made you cookies last week.
If you cared, you would make even more cookies.
Jesus Marimba. All right, we're back for the wrap-up.
We're wrapping it up like a Christmas present.
So, what did we learn from this episode? I learned that I never tipped anyone in any of the apartment buildings we lived in.
Yeah.
I also learned that they have a lot of friends at the party, but none of them seem to really interact with the other friends. So are they really friends, or do they just invite random
They're
people?
background extra friends. You can get those on in the phone book for your parties.
What did you learn?
I learned that I'm supposed to tip the mailman. I learned that the writers made up Phoebe's history as they went along. And they need to give Joey more stuff to do.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a real storyline this season yet,
No,
I don't think.
No, but it's coming.
It's coming.
Because we've been watching it, so it's coming.
But Phoebe had two that are just Phoebe's husband, Phoebe's dad, Joey
Ross
nothing.
and Rachel. All right, final thoughts.
My final thought. I feel like they are all pretty easy to shop for.
Yep.
Monica and Russ, kitchen and dinosaurs respectively, right?
Right.
Rachel is a gift card all the way.
For sure.
Phoebe, anything from a thrift store.
Yep.
And Chandler is a box lunch guy.
Yes.
And Joey is sandwiches and porn. I don't see what the big deal is. I feel like I could buy it for any one of them.
So my dad has done the equivalent to the gas station presents one year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the dollar store, and that did not go over well because he waited until like 11 o'clock on Christmas Eve.
Right.
And according to Michael M., I think I would give this episode 3 solid coffee cups.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were doing the coffee cups.
I just threw it in there.
You just threw it in there to continue to try and make it up to Michael. Michael M.
Because I feel so bad.
She does. Oh, Michael, she feels horrible. It's kind of cute.
All right, so what's our sweater vest tracker?
Oh, my God. You wouldn't believe how many sweater vests were in this episode.
How many?
None.
There were lots of sweaters, though.
There were a lot of sweaters.
All right, so what's our IMDb rating for this episode?
Okay, so it's a 7.8 out of 10 stars with 5.5 thousand ratings. Sorry.
Okay.
Making it tied for the bottom spot for ratings in the season.
All right.
It's like this in 2 other episodes.
All right. So this review is pretty funny.
I found this review on the IMDb site.
Yeah, so it's titled No.
Yes.
And it's by Bevo1367819, and it was submitted March of 2021.
Okay, everybody prepare yourselves.
It's really long.
All right.
I shouldn't be too critical of Friends. It's not as bad as Party of 5. The end.
Except you added the end.
Yeah, that's it.
It just stopped.
It just says not as bad as Party of 5, which we never watched.
No, I never watched Party of 5, so maybe. I don't know.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that it's titled No.
No.
So what do we have next week?
Next week, the one with Russ.
Oh, yes.
Fun Bobby is back until Monica defunds him. Joey might get a job via casting couch in a subplot line that hasn't aged very well. And Rachel is dating a Russ that bears similarities to Ross.
Yes. All right. Are you ready for some maladjusted content?
Ooh, you put a little sugar on it.
Yeah. You like that? We had a busy movie watching week this week. Yeah,
we kind of just chilled over the weekend and watched some movies.
So, I think on Friday we watched The Babysitter.
Yeah.
With
Samara Weaving.
And I don't know who the kid is, but he was really cute and funny. But it's like a comedy horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was really funny. Like, it's goofy and, like, bloody.
And it's over the top,
yes.
bloody and silly. And
yes. And then there's a sequel to it, so we just watched that.
Yeah. I had never seen the sequel.
No.
We saw The Babysitter a long time ago, like when it first came out.
Yes. So The Babysitter 2, Killer Queen. And that was even funnier because it was all the same people came back.
Yeah.
And they were older, and so it was really cute and still very, very funny and over the top.
What's her name was in the sequel? What's her name? Wednesday.
Yes.
Jenna Ortega.
Yes, Jenna Ortega. And then on Saturday, we went old school. And with the kids, we watched War Games.
War Games.
Which was Matthew Broderick. It was really funny. And then...
Do you want to play a game?
And then we started Cloak and Dagger with the kids, but they both bailed.
Yeah.
But we watched it, which was really funny.
Yeah.
Because we watched it a lot when we were younger.
Yeah. Henry Thomas.
Yes, Henry Thomas from E.T. and then Dabney Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we finished the weekend with a funny movie, which was also over the top and gory, but it's one of our favorites, From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Tarantino and Clooney.
Yes, Clooney is so funny in this. And I like him in this movie because he breaks the mold of who he's always played.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's like his first big movie.
It is. But he's always played a nice guy and a cool guy, and he plays like a real bad guy in this one. But it's funny, and it's good. And if you haven't seen it, where have you been?
Yeah, it's a Tarantino movie.
That's right.
I mean, he wrote the script. Robert Rodriguez directed
it, yep.
But it's a lot of fun.
I would definitely recommend The Babysitter and The Babysitter 2. I thought they were really funny.
I think they might be more Friends fan appropriate.
Yes, exactly.
If you like horror.
Yes.
I mean, it does get a little gruesome, but it's funny. It's funny, gruesome. But
Dusk Till Dawn's kind of, the opposite, a little more like...
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure people know From Dusk Till Dawn. But if you haven't heard of The Babysitter, check it out. It's pretty funny.
Samara Weaving's and I love her.
Yep. All right. Let's wrap it up for the week.
Okay.
We'll say goodbye to everybody. If you would like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or you just want to reach out and say, hey.
Come on, we want to hear from more of you misfits out there.
Email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. Rate us and leave positive comments.
And if you have a negative comment, try to leave it in a positive way.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, are you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Holy crap, it's hot in here.